So this morning it's actually pretty foggy, but it's also polluted. The pollution levels are actually pretty high today, which is a bit of a pity. So it'll be a bit interesting driving up, as we've got to go through a little bit of a ways through the mountain to get there, and we're going to a place called Yunlong Dipong, which is Yunlong Canyon. So let's go.
Okay.
So we're just coming across the bridge in the Yunlong Gorge, and I'll show you, even though it's a bit foggy, the view's pretty spectacular. And then we'll have a look the other side, they've got more waterfalls. It's a bit of a drop down there. Okay, so off we go. Had a little bit of a rain overnight, but not a lot. You can also see up above there is the bridge that we actually came in across when we first walked down into the canyon. Anyone want to go under a waterfall? Come on. We'll see what it's like the other side. Actually, you get a bit of a spray off on the waterfall here. Okay, so we're at the end of the way for this part of the track, so we can either walk up the stairs, or I think we might take the elevator up. 130 metres straight up it goes. And now just add a bit of excitement, it's raining and it's pretty cold. And to get to the end where we need to go, we've got 2.64 kilometres to go. So this will be a bit of fun. And as you can see, the view's magnificent. Not really. So we'll see what we can see and what we can't see further up. Make the most of it anyhow, we're here. Let's go. So we're right at Coffin Rock, and actually it does look quite similar, because in some parts of China they used to bury their deceased family members actually up on the side of cliffs, and the coffins would look actually similar, and they would bury them well above the ground where people and animals couldn't get to them. The guy beside us that's actually here is actually a local, and he lives right over on the other side of the mountain, which is going to be a long way. And he said before 2010 they had no electricity at all or any other services up on the mountain. So it's only the last 12, 13 years that they've been actually have the comforts at home that we take for granted. And he's got a long walk ahead of him. 最高的嘛？对，是大约1700米。1700多米。左右。So this is the highest point of the mountain, about 1,700 meters.
Let's be the front after, otherwise can't see the view. Oh, look at
that. Like I said down here, if you don't do leg day at the gym, you're going to be doing it here. It's a bit of a drop. Anyhow, off we go. And you can see up through here, there's obviously a lot of rock slides. So it's really heavily fortified in through here. You probably can't, you won't be able to see it. But the drop down there goes forever. It's actually apparently a 600-meter drop off the edge here, but I don't want to find out for myself. And if you can see how the construction is, I'd rather be here on a quiet day than a busy day.
You are in the cloud?
Yeah. And it's down, you just see everything down, you can't see the bottom. You can see down probably at least 100 meters and going another 500 to go.小兵，
小雨，
小兵，
会说中文吗？
还可以的，10块一个，对不对
8块一个。
哦，8块一个，哇，今天是便宜的。你们的东西好不好吃？
好吃。
这个是当地菜，对不对？
当地菜的，你的中文说的太漂亮了。
啊，是因为是太太是没跟兴趣教我，我自己学。
哦，那这聪明人。
我不聪明。
怕你出去打架。我给你切开2半，可不
好
可以？
好，谢谢。
太好了。
5块怎么打？
么子？你要给他拿会儿真的。
太好了。
来，老板。
谢谢你，谢谢爸爸。
等会儿我看我妈要什么哈。
What's inside meat?
梅菜扣肉。
菜扣肉。
Oh, 扣肉。
哎。
扣肉是。
肉扣肉 ，fat meat,
Okay.
fat pork meat. Have a try.
吃个小饼，这个。
Actually, really good.
吃个小饼吗，这个？
就是好吃。
好吃吧？
嗯。You can even see here, they've got big fences. You can see that there's been rocks that have been falling down here as well. Okay, we're about to go down now to the bottom of the canyon, and we're going to go on the longest outdoor elevator in Asia, 688 meters long. So here we go. 海边有电梯上来吗？就上来。只有上，没有上。没有上。没有啊，不容易的。So those guys have to walk up. You can only get the lift down. So they'll be excited every day having to go up and down. Okay, so finally we've finished. So it's taken around about 7.5 hours. Over 22,000 steps, the equivalent of about 77 floors, but we went up the lift instead of walking up the big stairs to go up down by the canyon, and also we took the cable car, which saved us about 2 hours of hiking up. So price of the tickets, 320 RMB, which is about 43 US dollars thereabouts. But that includes any buses that you need to take in between points, to take the lift up from the bottom of the canyon, to take the cable car all the way up to the top of the mountain, and then on the way down get the lifts, and then we've got a bus back down. And the funny part is, just at the back there you might be able to see some buildings. That's actually where our hotel is, that we've had to drive 3 kilometers from there this morning down to another point of this park. And raincoats cost 10 RMB. There's also plenty of places to eat and drink on the mountain, to have snacks, and everything's quite cheap and very well reasonably priced. So I'll also put some good photos in here, what it normally looks like on a good day, but worth the visit. Well, what a difference a day makes after having the fog yesterday, and we've got beautiful clear skies, and we were right up at the top of the peak there yesterday. So some of those drops are 600-700 meters high. And so today we're going to go to Tunlong Dong, which is Tunlong Caves. So we'll go there, and if we've got more time, we'll go to another scenic spot afterwards. So enjoy the good weather while it lasts. We've just arrived in Tunlong Dong, and it's about 1,100 meters above sea level, and it's a fresh 6 degrees. Let's go check it out. Oh, this place is actually pretty cool. Here on the bridge, you'll be able to get a better view up through here. But really good. Pretty impressive. This is actually one of the biggest caves. I've been inside. The river goes right down in there. And then down out through here, what a view. What a view that's coming through. There's still some water actually running down in through here. Oh, still goes. Well, here we go, out to a view. And you can also do hot air balloon rides in here, and I believe they have helicopter view, rides as well.
Who's coming up? Look at that.
Pretty cool. Guys, this place is just absolutely massive inside this cave, and we'll see what they've got further down there. Looks like they've got the party bar ready to rock and roll. So a little bit of history about the place. It was first opened to the public in actually only 1988, and this part here is called the Qingjang Ancient Riverbed inside the Tunlong Dong Cave, which is the largest karst cave in the world, and is also the longest cave that has been found in the last century of China, in the 20th century and the 21st century. So just behind us up in here, we've got an amphitheatre where they play the theatre, and they've got all the lighting, and obviously where they do all the movie projection. Inside this cave, it's just unbelievable. And down here we've got looks like possibly a tea or some sort of alcohol shop. They've got a small medical centre in here, toilets, convenience store. It's just nuts. So these unique, I don't know what you want to call them, like a big vase, is actually like the local alcohol, the baijiu, which is very famous in China. But you can either have a small cup of it or you buy it by weight. So you buy it by the pound. You don't buy it by the liquid measure, you buy it by the pound. And they have different varieties here, but the vases are actually really, really pretty. So in 1980, when they first explored into this cave, all down in through here, apparently it was filled with water and sludge, and they really couldn't get in through. So what they did, they actually had to crawl. They had like a ledge all the way up along the wall of the crevasse here. So what they've done is they've made people walk in through here just to sort of commemorate what they did at that time. But they had to come up actually through here when they explored in originally. So this place just keeps going on, and we're just over halfway through it, and now we're going to go Super Mario across the small dragon pool. See how we go. And this is just surreal, like there's nobody in here. We've hardly seen anyone in here the whole time. And then if you're wondering where the guy keeps his stash of booze, and these are all, I don't know whether these are the empties, but up here, these ones are already fermenting. So if you get locked in here for a while, I think you'd have a pretty good party. It goes right up. So this here is just like a neon light bridge that goes up sort of like, I'm not sure if it's an escalator or something, but it costs 25 RMB, which is about $3.50 US, but we've decided that we don't want to do it because it doesn't go up too far and you've got the view in through here. So your choice, guys, if you want to go in and do it. Deposit of cast and limestone actually inside the cave here as well. But the funny part is there's actually even some plants seems to be growing out of there, and you can hear some water down over the other side here where the river flows. There must be some sort of stream or river that runs in through here. Well, this is about as far as we're able to go today because they're actually still developing, and what they will do is actually, as time progresses, they're going to actually put certain more stages of development through so you can go further into the tunnel. But I hope you've enjoyed having a look through here. We're going to go back to a point and get a bus ride back out because we're about 3.5 kilometres inside the cave, but it's really cool here and worth the visit. Okay, so we're getting like a mini car on the way back out. It's 10 RMB for the tickets, which is about $1.50 US, and you can get it all the way down if you're too lazy to walk, or if you want to come all the way back, you can also do that. The price of the ticket to get in here is 150 RMB, which is about $21 US, and I think it's well worth the experience to get in and enjoy something. I've never been in a cave anywhere in the world the size of this. Just fantastic, and what they've done, and they make the experience for the people, I think is really well worth it. There's a lot of toilets in here. There's a lot of small shops in here where you can buy drinks and stuff to eat. So you've got everything you need in here. So like I said, this is the benefit of travelling at the quiet time of the year. You basically have the place to yourself and you can just enjoy it at your own leisure. Really need probably 3.5 hours to go through everything and enjoy yourself. And also about the balloon rides, they're 140 RMB, so about $20 US per person. And the balloons only go about 15 metres off the ground for about 5 minutes. They don't flow out or go anywhere else. So up to you whether you feel like that's worth spending money on. Anyhow, that's all for the day. That's all for here today in the cave. We're going to try and see if we can find somewhere else to go and have a look. So now we're heading to a place called Lu Yanping, which is a scenic area, but it's not so well travelled up here because it's a bit of a goat track with the road, but if we're lucky today, we might actually get to see some deer because there's deer that live in the mountains here apparently, so we'll wait and see. But we're up where there's a lot of landslides and the road's a little bit how do you do, but and it's pretty steep going up in through here actually. So we'll arrive in about 10-15 minutes and have a look. So this is an older style house like they used to live in traditionally. They've got all the wood outside for the winter, and above the sill, above the yellow door, they've got corn drying that they'll then make like a cornmeal or like a congee or a soup during winter. Outhouse is probably down over there. I mean, he's got a new tin roof, but we're about 1,523 meters above sea level, and then we'll go back up through here and we'll see some older houses up here on the right a bit further up as well. So have nothing for kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, and all of a sudden then you'll have a few houses to pop up out of nowhere. And there's one over here. It's all made out of stone. They've got their farm down there where they farm just about every bit of land possible they can get. You can see the view behind here is quite great. And if you go down over here, we're going to take an escalator or an elevator of some sort that'll go right down to the bottom end of the valley. And then we've got a long walk down in through there and just got some waterfalls. And then hopefully if we get enough time, there's a little bit of a deer sanctuary or something floating around here as well. So we're a bit tight for time today, so we'll do our best to get through. So this is the size of the lift and the young man that's helping us go down. Last lift's at 5 in the afternoon, or you've got a long walk up. So, but
Oh my god.
how's this for a lift, guys?
你中文挺好啊。
还可以，因为我现在我自己学汉语，我现在学司机，明年3月份考司机，然后学5级。他没感兴趣找我，所以我找一个汉语老师。我是一个人，每次我出差，我是一个人，是去很多中国地方，我跟别人交流很顺利。从这儿走地板还要多长？
到哪里？
是一个人是走路，是地板还要300米、400米。
就是从这儿走一趟下来。
是的。
这个我只能拿我自己来对比。我走一趟下来，我要45分钟。
我真的。
走一趟上去，我要1个半小时。
我1个半小时。
对。
哇，这很长。So 40 minutes to walk down, an hour and a half to walk up. 这是不容易的。
对。
如果天气是很难过是没问题的，是它。
对。
Have people here?
Yeah. And you can see right up the walkway where we came, and to add to that, that young guy actually used to be a soldier. So he says for him it's 45 minutes down and an hour and a half up, but he said other people could be a world of pain and a lot longer to get up. Very nice young guy. So you can see up here, some guys are actually fitting the stuff for the rock slides. Probably not the most glamorous or exciting job, I can tell you. And right at the very top, there's one guy that's feeding the lines to them. There's a deer park where they sit, but they're actually also allowed to run around on certain parts of the day. So sometimes, if you don't see these guys here, it's hit and miss, they'll actually be out in the park. Because it's a quiet time of the year, there's nothing to buy, but otherwise you can actually feed them as well. Ah, 我是澳大利亚。
大利亚的。
是的，你是当地人。
对，说不得我们说不得你们那几的人嘛。他是到的翻译官，对，是吧？
这个是下个地方还要多久？
还过去的，下去1个钟头。
好嘞。
不刷呀，
不刷。
不完了。
不玩，玩去走一点，然后再回来，
上去是吧？
上一点点，然后再回来，看时间，看时间，
哦，
看时间，不能太晚了，等一下上不去。好，
是的，我祝你们新年快乐，一切都很顺利啊！
哎，你们都是一样，我们耳朵都心里下去。
好呀，好呀，好呀，拜拜。
谢谢啊。So if you feel a bit worn out, you can either go up through here, up an escalator to take you to the top, for 25 RMB, which is just over $3 US. Or you can walk the stairway to heaven. It's going up and up and up and up. Not all of it, but a majority of it done in about 2.5 hours. There's another part where there's about 4 waterfalls, but you need another hour or so and it's getting too late in the day and they wouldn't let us through. And a little bit about the area, it actually used to be used for mining, but they had a lot of people hike through here, and then it gradually got more interest for hikers, and then someone put the investment in to turn it into a tourist attraction. So there's a construction going on other parts now, but it's well worth it. The tickets were around about 320 RMB, which is about 45, 46 US dollars, but that's to go up and down in the lift as well. But really worth it. It's hardly being used here. It's not popular at the moment or overly well known, and it'll obviously become more increasingly popular in the oncoming years, but definitely worth a visit. To get around the whole place to see it, you probably need 5 or 6 hours to get in and really get to take your time and enjoy the place, but spectacular, really, really good. Anyhow, now we're off to go back to the hotel and go to a local restaurant, get something for dinner. The wedding's still going here, guys. It's going hot. They're all out on the road. They're all having a big feast. All wondering what the white person's doing and the foreigner. And this is what you do when you got wood. You just put it all over the road. No one cares. Every man for themselves, isn't it? So one thing about the country, they're relaxed. 1 minute down the road and we're coming up to the second wedding, and they've actually even got fire out the front, so it's all happening in the big smoke today, guys. And you can see here.
Just drive.
Hello. So all happening in the big town today. The other master of the house, his name's Lembawan, which means 2 million, and he likes being patted, but only for a short period of time, and then he gets quite annoyed and will give you maybe a little bit of a bite and run away once he gets over it. He's a bit of a loner, aren't you, buddy? Just like to go do your own thing. So it's our last morning here. So we're going to take a car, we're going to drive back into town. It'll take us probably 2.5 hours, and we'll go have a look around the main city of Enshi and see what other things we can find before we fly out late tonight in the airport. But last day in a view like this, can't complain. And at the moment, we've actually come back into the middle of Enshi, in the city with Tushuchun, which is Tushu Castle. So we're not sure exactly how old it is, but a lot of the architecture is made out of wood and is actually very old. So we'll just show you a little bit around here to see what it's all about. So you see behind me, over the years, the residential's been built up here, where people can live very close, and then they've got a wall that surrounds where they've got a sightseeing point up there, and then up behind us they've got another one. So we'll go up and have a look at the view from over the top. And also here at the temple, a lot of people like to come and dress up as in the traditional dress of the local people. And this is what it looks like when the weather's fine and you have no fog. At the airport they show you, and this airport has 4 gates.